In 2014, the game developer Scott Cawthon released his first actual horror game called Five Nights at Freddy's. He got the idea for the game after immense criticism on one of his previous games that goes by the name of Chipper & Sons Lumber Co. Here people complained about that the characters used looked really scary and mechanical, almost like haunted robots. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is a first-person single-player turn-based / not turn-based horror survival game in which you have to manage your resources, like in this case your energy, which drains faster when you try to locate or defend yourself against 4 animatronics that are trying to kill you. As the name applies, this game features 5 nights, a additional bonus night, and a custom night where you can freely set each individual animatronic difficulty level from 0 up to 20. If set to 20, everyone can and will almost always move every 5 seconds, making this mode really stressful and difficult. This mode is called 20-20-20-20 mode, or 420 mode for short, and was initially assumed impossible, even by developer Scott Cawthon himself. The game got popular very fast, mainly due to big streamers and YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, later PewDiePie, and many others. On the 20th of August, only a couple of weeks after the release of the game, a YouTuber by the name of Bigbug was the first person able to beat 420 mode in this game.
1%. Foxy, please. Yes! It was 7 minutes 43 seconds. We went over. It's done. It's fucking done, guys. Yes! Yes! Oh! Sorry, guys. We did it! Oh my god! Oh! Oh! I can't believe it! It's done! Oh! Oh my god! It's finally done!
Now that someone has actually beat the presumed impossible challenge, Scott Cawthon updated the game and added the final 3rd star you can get as an unlockable award after beating 20-20-20-20 mode. Only several days later, other players completed the 420 mode as well. Markiplier beat it on 21st of August 2014, only one day after Bigbug's run.
But somebody by the name of Bigbug decided to do the impossible and beat 20-20-20-20 mode on this game, and it's amazing, incredible. Congratulations to him for getting it first time using his strategy. And basically what you need to do is you need to put the right door down every single time you put the camera up. Oh my god! Oh, I did it! I did it! Oh god! Yes! Yes!
Many other people were tempted and tried the infamous impossible 420 mode, and only another few days later, multiple people have completed this challenge like Entone, T-Dog Clysis, Frozen Melody, RockBandMan, and many others. But they all had one thing in common. No one managed to beat the night with any power left. All runs relied completely on luck because of the ending, after requiring a perfectly played run in the first place. A streamer by the short name of Boo came up with a new strategy to approach the night. This one does not force you to close the door for almost a half of the night, as the original one did. This was the birth of the freezer strategy. I am not going to go too much into detail with this and won't mention other characters that you have to take care of in the run either way and can't be improved that immensely, so here are the main principles for the two strategies. Foxy, the brown reddish fox who starts in Pirate Cove, is slowed down by looking at any camera and progresses if not done enough. This is why many players spam the cameras, or at least use them very often and very frequently. Here we have the camera on the Pirate Cove, so players are always able to see him and his progress. Freddy. How do I best explain Freddy? Let me just mention the behavior that matters for now. Whenever he is in his tall corner, which he is in after on average 25 seconds into the run, and you open the monitor without closing the right door, He enters and kills you when not looking at the monitor, forcing you to have the door closed whenever the monitor is up. Foxy, same system. He's slowed down by checking any of the given cameras. Freddy, however, is stalled and won't ever move if the currently selected camera is the one in East Hall Corner, 4B. For that, it does not matter if the monitor is opened or not. The only thing that matters is the selected camera. Because of that, we now can't see Foxy anymore, but completely got rid of having to close the door every time the player opens the monitor. RockBandMan was the first person to implement the freezer strategy in his run.
Okay, the strat for 420 is, what you do is you set the camera on the East Hall corner, and you wait for Freddy to get there. And then he's there, and now you just check the lights. You just keep checking the lights, and you open up the camera every so often to check on Freddy. Like, pretty much, this is pretty much the same strat as the other one, except you're checking on Freddy instead of Foxy. And you don't have to close the right door every single time you open the camera.
On September 29th, 2014, a YouTuber called BagleTheBagle was the first person who recorded a 420 completion without a power outage. His final percent was around 2.61% power remaining.
I hope they give credit. Look at that! 2%! I get to 6 AM with 2%. I'm just going to highlight this entire run. Alright, this is amazing.
On January 2015, a record would be set that was meant to be unbroken for almost 4.5 years. DJ Sterf finished the 2020-2020 mode with a percentage of 13.67% power remaining.
This is gonna be right down to the wire. This is gonna be right down to the wire. I'll probably get killed. Hold on. What? 13%? Oh! Oh! Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. 13? 13? Wow. Wow. Okay, so I've never gotten 12, I just got 13. Oh man. Oh man, thanks everyone. Wow.
Until the next record was set, no one had 12% remaining, and only a portion of the players reached 11% or even 10%. A long time there was silence over the Five Nights at Freddy's 420 world record. People would still play and beat the game in this specific night, but no new record was set. 4 years later, a YouTuber by the name of Elairyx, who appeared without any warning, beat the long-lasting world record and set a new one, beating the mode with 14.92% remaining. Many runs were ruined by Foxy and his unpredictable RNG, especially at the end of the runs when trying to maximize the idle time at the end to drain as little power as possible. Only a handful of days later, on the 24th of May, he improved his record and set a new record with 15.59% remaining, only to be beaten by him another few days later. The here set 16.55% remaining run was the last one to happen in 2019. In the span of the next year, the top players focused on optimizing everything that was in their power to waste even less energy, pushing the limits further. People from the FNAF community started decompiling the game in the hope to figure out more about how it works and what could be improved in execution. At every multiple of a movement opportunity, the animatronics have a chance to move. The system is relatively complex, but since we're having all animatronics on AI level 20, they have a 100% chance of moving every movement opportunity, hence we don't have to care about that too much right here. With all this information, players now could clearly tell when Bonnie and Chica were able to move. This was incredibly useful because now the time the door was closed could be reduced sometimes by several seconds, and also cancel checking the lights before opening the door as well, conserving even more power in a run. The first time this tool was used was when I set a new world record on June 9th of 2020 with around 17.1% remaining. Small annotation, this run was actually pretty lucky and I grinded hours upon hours upon hours for the 16.5% alone, and the both runs, the 16% and the 17% one, were really painful to grind because Foxy either ended the run at the last 4 seconds or in the first fifth of the run. The other animatronics weren't a big problem here anymore. On October 9th of the same year, a YouTuber called Kadence, I hope I pronounced that right, also dropped in without any warning and beat 420 mode with a total of 17% remaining. After some analyzation, our community found out that this run was a tie to the current 17.1 world record. Not only was it also a 17.1% remaining, but it was literally an exact tie, not even different by a single frame. The person who tied the world record also had a new approach to the game. She was spamming the monitors very fast for the entire duration of the night and did not seem to lose as much power as originally expected. This had led to the slight concern that the run is faked or spliced. However, after another look, the run could not have been copied or edited in a way to achieve such a high percentage. It's also very difficult to splice or edit a Five Nights at Freddy's 1 run. You would have to go through 32,100 frames individually, so the concern was off the table before it had been pronounced. This one was a real, literally frame-perfect tie to the world record. After some more research, the solution appeared to why spamming the monitor does not always use power or not as much as expected. The game only subtracts a certain amount from the power supply every flat second, and if the monitor is closed when the second hits, it won't register it as having more usage and subtracts nothing additional from the power supply. A little side note, Foxy is also slowed down every 0.1 seconds with no condition or timer resets if the player is in the camera, but it's very makeable to freeze him but not have power subtracted. Over the next few days and weeks, the top runners spend more time researching, sharing ideas and grinding a better percentage. The two runners have a very different playstyle to them, as you can see here. Only one day after the 17.1% world record tie, Kadence recorded an insane run with around 19.5% remaining. This was an incredible step. By that time, most of us believed that around 18.5% would be the maximum percentage a human can achieve without spending the next years just hoping to get a better RNG. This run was one of the first runs with a probably 11% plus that used this amount of cam spamming. She also optimized the execution of door and lights with the previous mentioned timing tool. Only 10 days after that, on the 20th of October 2020, the first 2020-2020 mode was recorded by me and had more than 20% remaining. But Kadence was also grinding more runs and would get a 21.1% remaining around 1 month later. Not too long ago, in mid-December of 2020, Elairyx got another world record with a 21.47% remaining. The last run, or rather the last world record that was set without a timer or any other help or support, was a 16.5% remaining. Everything after that was less luck but more skill and application of knowledge. And still a little luck, but there's no way to prevent that completely. With crossing the around 18% line, the luck factor gets bigger and bigger because now you can't risk checking on Foxy anymore, or you have to stop playing a very risky amount of time before the end and pray he's not out yet, killing you at the very last second. Everything in those runs is highly optimized, and research and grinding took many hours, days, full months, a good year now I guess, at least for me. The two main runners, as well as other people, are still out there and are still grinding a better percentage, coming up with ideas and more optimizations, one more insane than the other, even though by the time I'm recording this, the ultimate strategy seems reached. However, never ever underestimate the speedrunning community, because when the slightest improvement seems impossible, someone drops in and proves that wrong. I guess we'll just have to see what happens next. This was the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 420 mode world record progression. If you liked it, Definitely go check out the runners and their achievements, maybe even go back to the good old days and check out the original strategy and how everyone suffered under it. I've linked to several links in the description below if you wanna dig deeper into the topic or just rewatch some videos, look it up for yourself or whatever. Please subscribe to these awesome people that are keeping Five Nights at Freddy's alive and are still committing them to this ridiculous challenge. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I would highly appreciate if you consider leaving a like or even subscribing to this channel as well. So, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we'll see us next time. Peace.